What is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be predicting every single top 25 matchup for week 5 of the 2025 college football season. I'm going to go through each game and predict the score as well as the spreads and the over-unders, breaking down each game. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look at how I did last week. Last week, I went 14-2 picking the top 25 games. Against the spread, I went 8-8, so I split 50-50. Not great, but it could be worse. And my over-unders, I went 7-9. But anyways, without further ado, let's predict the week 5 games. Starting off Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, number 8 Florida State will play Virginia. This will be Florida State's second big test of the year. Virginia has very good offensive upside, and they have a 1,000-yard quarterback in Chandler Morris. He's already passed 1,000 yards. This Virginia offense has a lot of explosiveness. They're coming off of a blowout win against Stanford, and they get this game at home on a Friday night. Florida State could look a bit shaky in this game. If they don't have a great passing game, they're going to have a dominant run game, and I think their defense will be too much for Virginia. Give me Florida State 42-21, covering -7.5, and I have the over. The next game is Arizona State versus number 24 TCU, Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This one's just a complete pick'em game for me. Both these teams could compete for a Big 12 title. I think both these teams have very good quarterbacks. Could we put respect on Josh Hoover's name, though? Through only 3 games, he has thrown for 1,000 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 70 for 103, a very good completion percentage. This offense has a lot of weapons, and I think the defense is improved. Look, I think Arizona State's going to get better as the season goes on. This might be their second and only loss of the season, but I like TCU in this spot. I liked what I saw from them last week against SMU. I think they can get it done again. I think they'll be a bit too much for Arizona State. Maybe win with a walk-off field goal. I just think TCU has more offensively. So give me TCU to get it done on the road. I am taking them 31-28. Give me TCU plus 1.5, and I have the over for this game. The next game is Wake Forest versus number 16 Georgia Tech, Saturday 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Georgia Tech does not want to sleep in this game. I think it could have them on upset alert. Wake Forest showed some good things offensively, and they got a quarterback who can create plays. Georgia Tech should be a good football team, but there's a lot of pressure on them. They're a top 20 program, and can they remain consistent in conference play? Wake Forest shouldn't be a great ACC team, but a test on the road could be tricky. I do think this Wake Forest team is better than they've been the last couple of seasons, but ultimately the playmakers on Georgia Tech's offense will lead them to a win, and Haynes King is just too good of a quarterback. He'll get the job done. I think it will be somewhat close just with the way Georgia Tech plays. They really control the clock. Give me Georgia Tech to win this game 34-24. I do think 14.5 is very high. I'm taking Wake Forest plus 14.5, and I have the over for this game. The next game is number 23 Illinois versus number 21 USC, Saturday 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, I do think USC could be on upset alert in this game, knowing it is a 9 a.m. kickoff time for them, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the East Coast. Illinois has home field advantage. They are going to be looking to bounce back from that bad loss to Indiana. I don't think Illinois is just this horrible team. I just think they're not good at the line of scrimmage. They still have some good playmakers and a solid defense, but they got exposed against Indiana. They definitely showed weaknesses against Duke, and I could see them struggling in this game again. USC continues to get better at the line of scrimmage, and they're way more talented. Give me USC to get it done on the road, maybe a slow start, but USC's offense will be too much for them. Give me USC 38-24, covering -1.5, and I have the over. The next game is Arkansas versus number 22 Notre Dame, Saturday 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Arkansas might just be the worst SEC team this year, and they laid a complete egg against Memphis in the fourth quarter. Or should I say the whole second half. Arkansas was up 28-10 at one point. They blew a huge lead. Memphis definitely had some playmakers that got them back in the game, but that Arkansas defense is very bad. They got some playmaking on offense, definitely with Taylor Green, but the tests are going to catch up to this Arkansas team. And I loved what I saw from Notre Dame's defense, at least in the second half. They picked it up a bit and they dominated Purdue. The only touchdown Purdue had in the second half was a late touchdown. I think Notre Dame's offense is a lot better and the defense will continue to get better. Watch out for this Notre Dame team. I think they make a statement in this game. 42-21. I'm taking them -6.5, and I have the over. The next game is number 18 Vanderbilt versus Utah State, Saturday 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Utah State actually has some good offensive upside. They managed to score over 20 points against Texas A&M, and they've had some solid wins this year. They could be a contender in that conference. Bryson Barnes has got the job done at quarterback. But Vanderbilt has themselves a possible Heisman contender in Diego Pavia. This team is looking very good. Do not look at that logo. This is a very explosive offense. They have a very reliable target in Eli Stowers. They're going to score a lot of points against a questionable Utah State defense. I like them 52 to 23, easily covering minus 21.5, and I have the over. The next game is Washington versus number 1 Ohio State, Saturday 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. With how much I'm loving that Washington offense with Damon Williams and a lot of the playmakers, I don't know if they stand a fair chance in this game with their defense. The defense has looked pretty atrocious, and they lost a lot on defense. Maybe it's not as bad as it looks, but Ohio State is one of the best teams in the country. They'll be able to pull away late in this game. They just have too much talent. Even on the road, I like Ohio State. Maybe upset alert. Washington's always a tough place to play, but give me the Buckeyes 38-24, covering minus 9.5, and I have the over. The next game is number 13 Ole Miss versus number 4 LSU. This game will be played Saturday 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Ole Miss is such an underrated football team, and with that schedule, they are absolutely a playoff team if they continue to do what they're doing. And they've been playing good football. That was a dominant win over Tulane. They got a lot of explosiveness on offense. They look more consistent than they were last season. They still have a road ahead, but this is a big game to make a statement at home. I think they get it done. LSU has had some offensive issues, and they don't run the ball super well. LSU's defense will keep them in this game, but give me Ole Miss to get it done. 27-24, covering plus 1.5, and I have the under. The next game is number 9 Texas A&M versus Auburn, Saturday 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Auburn just laid an egg in this game and Texas A&M blew them out. But I really do think Auburn is a solid team this year. If they manage to protect Jackson Arnold a little bit better, Auburn has a shot in this game. Even on the road, I think Texas A&M has some question marks, especially in the secondary, and Auburn has some weapons at wide receiver. Of course, they will need to protect Jackson Arnold if they want a shot. But I'm going to say they play another good football game. I think they'll bounce back and put up a heck of a fight. But Texas A&M will just be a bit too much on the road. Give me Auburn to lose another heartbreaker in a close one. I'm taking Texas A&M 34-27. I'm taking them to sneak out a cover minus 6.5, and I have the over. The next game is Iowa versus number 11 Indiana, Saturday 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm really not too high on Iowa. They should be an alright team. I know they beat Rutgers, but Rutgers' defense is not good at all. Iowa may have scored a lot of points, but that Rutgers defense has looked atrocious this season. And they are playing a very well balanced team in Indiana. This will be too big of a test for that Iowa offense. I don't care if Indiana has it on the road. We have seen this before with Curt Cignetti. He has his team ready. Until Indiana plays a legit team, they're probably going to win these games comfortably. Give me Indiana 38-14, covering minus 3.5, and I have the over. The next game is Mississippi State versus number 15 Tennessee, Saturday 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I expect a shootout in this game, and Mississippi State has Tennessee on upset alert, especially with some of the weaknesses Tennessee has on defense. I think they have some guys out as well. Mississippi State had that good win over Arizona State. They could get it done again. Ultimately, I'm going to take Tennessee. I think they have a good enough defensive front, and Joey Aguilar has been playing like a top quarterback in the SEC. That Tennessee offense is back to playing very good football, and I think it's going to get them far this season. This will be a close game. I do think it will be close, but ultimately Tennessee has too many playmakers. They will pull away late. Give me Tennessee 41-28, covering minus 9.5, and I have the over. The next game is number 14 Iowa State versus Arizona, Saturday 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Look, I expect this to be your typical Iowa State game. They could probably win double-digit games this season, and they could still not look like a top 25 team because they win so many one-possession games, but they find ways to win games, and that's definitely important. I think Arizona is going to be better this year, a bold team. Watch out for Arizona. Fafita is still a good quarterback. They got some good receivers that came in from the portal, and the defense is holding up its own. They had that win over Kansas State. Not the most impressive win. They only won by a field goal, but they really dominated them on the field. Well, I think they'll battle in this game against Iowa State. They'll give me Iowa State to pull away late with a touchdown, 28-21. I will take Arizona plus 7.5. I don't see Iowa State winning by multiple scores. And give me the under for this game. We then have one of our two big 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time games. Number 3 Penn State will play number 6 Oregon Saturday 7:30 p.m. Penn State will have a whiteout game. And while this might be Oregon's biggest road test, maybe in program history, I do think Dan Lanning has this team ready for this spot. Penn State may be my national title pick, but I don't know why. I just don't see them beating Oregon right now. I think Oregon's playing like a very good football team, and I think they have enough talent, and I think they have the mindset to go on the road and beat Penn State. Dante Moore will be all right. He's a good quarterback. He'll be calm enough, and I think Oregon's defense is good. Penn State's looked a bit slow through the first few weeks. They're probably holding back a lot, but Oregon beat Penn State last season. I think Oregon will go into this game with a big mentality. It's going to be their biggest win on the season. Give me Oregon 34-27, covering -3.5, and I have the over. The next game is number 5 Georgia versus number 17 Alabama. This game will be played Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I expect some points to be scored in this game. I think both these defenses have some concerns. There's going to be some highlight reel plays in this game. Both quarterbacks are kind of underrated. Look, if it was at Alabama, I'd take Bama just knowing how Bama has owned Georgia, but Georgia has not lost a home game in a very long time. Are they really going to lose to Alabama again? They probably will, but I'm going to do the dumb thing again. I'm picking Georgia. Even though they can't beat Bama, they have this game at home. I think Georgia is the better team. Give me Georgia 34-31. I am taking Bama plus 3.5, and I have the over. The next game is number 20 Missouri versus UMass. This game will be played Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. UMass might just be the worst FBS team this season. They have looked atrocious. They lost to an FCS team, and they also have 0 wins. Missouri has a lot of explosiveness on offense and a very good running back in Ahmad Hardy who could compete for a Heisman Trophy this season. They got a beast at running back. Similar to 2 seasons ago, he is going to be the foundation of that offense and how this Missouri team wins games. Look out for another double-digit win season from Missouri. They win this game big, 52-7. I'm taking them -43.5, and I have the over. And finally, on to the last game of the week. Saturday, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time, Colorado will host number 25 BYU. I think BYU has a top 3 defense in the Big 12. I don't know if their offense can be as good, but Bachmeier has not looked that bad. He's only a true freshman, but the dude has legs and he's not bad. Colorado just isn't the same team as they were last season. They lost to Houston. I think they have a lot of concerns and too many new faces. I think BYU will control the line of scrimmage and win this game. Even on the road, I like BYU. They've been a clutch team under their head coach. They hardly slip up in these types of games. Give me BYU 31-17, covering -6.5, and I have the over. But anyways, that is going to do it for my week 5 picks and predictions. You guys leave some of your predictions down in the comments below. Let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content. And we basically cover everything on this channel, so definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.